The following is a production of New Mexico State University.
Let's make compost!
Well, the whole process sounds a lot easier now, right? Wrong. Something can always go wrong. Let's give you a few tips on trying to troubleshoot your compost pile. If your compost smells like rotten eggs, it doesn't have enough air. Remember, that's called anaerobic composting. The solution is to turn the pile and to add some coarse material like sawdust or leaves to help aerate the pile. If your pile smells like ammonia, your organic material is too high in nitrogen, and again, you need to add some more leaves. If your pile doesn't heat up, the pile may be too small, so you need to make it bigger. You may also be running out of water, so turn it and sprinkle it down. The pile may also not have enough nitrogen, so turn it and add some manure. Piles that don't heat up may also be low on air, so turn them. Another problem is cold weather. This can be solved by just covering the pile with some extra straw. One of the largest organisms that can often be found in compost is the earthworm. The common ordinary earthworm found in a garden will consume as much as its own body weight in soil each day. The castings it leaves behind are a rich source of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The garden earthworm and the compost earthworm are, however, radically different. Red wigglers and the brambling worms can be grown in specialized bins or boxes to create vermicompost. I like to use a shallow redwood box that's well ventilated with a lid. Worms are placed in moist bedding made up of peat moss, sawdust, or shredded newspaper. Pockets of food waste can be buried in the bedding, and if the bedding is kept moist, the worms will eventually turn the food waste and the bedding into a high-quality soil amendment. Here to tell us more about making compost from earthworms is Jim Brooks.
One of the ways I like to compost my food waste is using earthworms or redworms. I let the worms eat all of my organic food that my household produces. There's several types of worms. The most prolific worm to use is called a red wiggler or a brandling worm. I believe the Latin name is Icenia foetida. They are different than an earthworm in that they don't burrow deep into the earth for their food. They live right on the surface or in the upper 18 inches of high organic content material. You can use redworms both in a pit or an open bed nursery. You can use them in compost bins, or you can actually do it right inside your house or in your garage in special constructed bins. Now this is compost which the worms have processed. It's fully stabilized and took approximately 3 months to process. It's very rich in organic nutrients, trace minerals, and humic acid.
The preceding was a production of New Mexico State University. The views and opinions in this program are those of the author and do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of the NMSU Board of Regents.